And now, Bo's Garage on the YouTube network. The Bo's Garage Basics, Episode 4, Simple Comforts.
Hello, Bo's Garage here. I just want to actually talk to you guys about something interesting. This is another basics episode. And this is not so much like, oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? There's actually, I might make 2 videos today. But the first portion is some simple modifying, actually. What I have in my hands here is a cassette tape. All of you old heads are going, yeah, well, I know what a goddamn cassette tape is. Of course you do. You were around when these things were popular. I grew up with, with my grandparents having these in their living room. Now, some of y'all getting your first cars and stuff are like, I just gotta rip the radio out. No, you don't. This, let me pull it up to the camera there. See right here? It's a Bluetooth cassette tape. You can pick these up at Walmart for cheap. So, up here in the front, you have a little slider. Turn that on, and it starts flashing. I've got my Bluetooth off, so it doesn't connect it in the middle of recording this. With that being said, you would simply follow this procedure. Let me see if I can pick you guys up here. There, I can. Let's see. Alright. So, with that being said, here's the cassette tape up close. Here's that little flashing blue light. So, dead center here, right underneath here, I've got my little cassette tape. That's where you insert your cassette tape. Now, obviously, that being said, it's right above the Bluetooth symbol right here. I don't know if it'll focus or not. It will not. It'll kind of focus. Right above that, it says this side up. So, we'll take the cassette tape, blue light flashing, you take it and you stick it in like this, and then you push it all the way in. I'm taking mine out so I can charge it. It does actually really well. But with that being said, it actually works pretty good. So, some of y'all don't know this, but let's see here. In my owner's manual, if I flip to a certain page here, come on now, there we go. Owner's manual tells me how to use this cassette tape the cassette tape player correctly. Not saying that I wouldn't know how normally, just more so it's good to look through. It also has different milestones that you can use to help gauge 90% of every maintenance item you put on something. So when you go sell it, go, hey, here's all the receipts. So you can do that. But yes, let me see here. I'm gonna try and reorient you real fast. Alright, with that being said, so obviously you got I've got my stock S10 cassette tape in here. Got your cassette player plus radio plus all that other fun stuff. All you would have to do is technically just pop that boy in there, push it in, and you're good to go. And that, well, as long as it's blinking, has a charge. I actually have to plug mine in, and every time you connect to the Bluetooth on this cassette tape here, alright, let me show you guys. Now that it's not reversed and you can see everything. This cassette tape, when you connect to it, it automatically tells you on your phone what the percentage is that it's at. But that being said, that's just a cool little mod I found. Just some basic stuff. But yeah, just some bare bones basic stuff. You don't have to put in. I remember when I went over to Walmart the other day, they were saying there was a couple there arguing, younger couple, and apparently she's been on her phone a bit messing with the music and such, and she's trying to get Apple CarPlay, and I know the TikTok shop has a whole slew of crazy cool things in it. And, her boyfriend's like, you either get this thing, not what I was looking at the time, I don't know what they were looking at, certainly not the cassette tape, but his main concern is, hey, you shouldn't be looking down at your phone and then looking up, you're getting distracted. And she was like, well, I'm just going to get the CarPlay, and they were having a little bit of a spat, but nothing too crazy. But, yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I was like, oh, You don't need Apple CarPlay to make something cool. Like, let me hold this real fast. Like, I've used one of these in every one of my vehicles that I've ever owned. It's an FM transmitter. I mean, Lucky had Bluetooth for most of, not most of her life, but more recently in her life with me. My grandpa's S10, I had a wired version of this cassette tape, and then the wire ended up dying, so not great. And besides, most phones like mine now don't even come with a headphone jack, so there's no point in using an aux style thing for that. But this is just something that you can use to just spice up your ride, and you don't even have to do a whole lot. Just keep it charged, plug it in after, when you get home, take it out, call it a day, and that's all you really need to do. I'm not saying you gotta go out and spend $2,000 on a sound system. I had speakers laying around from when my grandfather and I messed around on his truck. They were still brand new, so I put them in this one and then changed out all the speakers. Saves you money. This is like maybe $5 at Walmart. $5. And people want to go out and spend and drop a whole band on just ridiculous things like CarPlay. I get it. It's a luxury. Most cars don't have a cassette tape player, but if you in high school, or it's your first car, or you got an older car and you don't want to mess with the aesthetic, that's the way to go. You can restore your car and make it still function like any modern creature comforts car. They all look cookie cutter as hell, but you can do it, and you don't need to worry about having an insane amount of money. $5 at Walmart in the automotive section. You can get a Bluetooth cassette tape. I always say we used to be a country, but this brings back some hope seeing these again. Or just, not again, but they used to have wired ones, not Bluetooth. But seeing that they got Bluetooth ones, I will happily use one of these. Now listen, if the TikTok shop ever had one of these, or I can get, what is this, Auto Drive as a sponsor, I will willingly sell these. I would love to sell these, because I get it. Bluetooth is comfort. Apple Play, Google, Android Play, whatever. It's a comfort. But do you really need that? No. You need a functioning vehicle, and when your CarPlay stops working and my cassette tape still charges, and I can just stick it in the old cassette tape player and still jam out to all of my modern day music or rock and roll, pop from the early 2000s, recession pop, heavy metal, you name it. I listen to a whole bunch of stuff, so it's just a simple mod. That's it. Doesn't require a whole lot of work. Just unbox, charge, stick. Done. And your vehicle does most of it because it knows how to do it already. It's been doing it since it was built. Mine was built in 1999, and the CDs were a huge thing. That's why I also bought this truck, is because it had the cassette tape player. I went and looked at a couple with the CD player. Nope, not interested. The CD player sucks in those trucks, and it fries out so much faster than these cassette tape ones. Cassette tapes. Yo, Auto Drive. If you need a sponsor, if you need a spokesperson, somebody, hit me up. Hit me up, man. I got this. But listen, these cassette tapes are beautiful. I love it. But that's just a quick little mod with me. I hope everyone's having a great day. It's snowing here in the QC. So bundle up, stay warm, have a great day. Peace out, everybody.